I would like to introduce Celia to you. She is 83 years old. She is a dentist, but she's retired, and she likes poetry and wrote a book of stories for her grandchildren. She is in the museum using narration in proposals to bring the museum closer to visitors. This is Ricardo. He's 73 years old. Ricardo is a retired businessman. He had a shop, library actually, where he provided books for the main schools in the area. He is now in the museum talking about his knowledge of materials and illustration to generate proposals that include games in your connection with works of art. This is Aldo. He is 82. He is an IT expert. He's retired. He came close to art in his life from different sides, from photography, theater, music. Nowadays, in the visits to the museum, he performs theater techniques with the elderly to bring the works of art closer to visitors. Our world is aging. The elderly are more and more. In 35 years' time, we will have more people who are over 65 than children and teenagers under 15. What are we giving to the elderly in our museums? What is the participation that we are proposing for them? Aldo, Ricardo, and Celia are part of a group of 70 people who are over 65 and who are putting together a new model of participation, bringing their knowledge and experiences as volunteers, in museums of the province of Buenos Aires. In regular meetings with the educational group, they know the kitchen of the museum and they learn about the heritage, the artists, and the works in their context. They bring their creativity together in small groups, and each one is doing what they do best, generating participational, inclusive proposals, working with art in non-conventional ways. And they own the space and the museum, and instead of being visitors, they are the voices and co-authors of what happens in the museum offered to other visitors. Of course, opening the door to other voices has challenges in the institution. It requires effort and time from the part of the educational team, but it's worth it because it enables us to learn and be surprised with new proposals. One of the educators in the Museum Mar in Mar del Plata told us that people in this group of elderlies simplified the concept of exhibition, and they discovered that things can be done in a different way. Another educator in Museo Larreta in the city of Buenos Aires told us that he was surprised because of the passion and commitment of the elderly when they bring their proposals, renewing their daily work, and he wondered what's the place of pleasure in his work. Especially for museums who do not work with the elderly, many are scared about problems like health problems or timing issues, and that's why we're working with a specialist in the elderly to give them tools and facilitate the work together along the year. Sometimes the fear has to do with the institutional framework, because we know that opening the door to our other voices has risks. And here we have a challenge for the educational team, which is to put together innovative proposals taking into account the framework where you're working. We also have to rethink the role of the museum professionals to be the facilitator for the elderly. The gatherings with the group of old people have to do with adjusting what we have to adjust along the project. We have a big opportunity which is taking advantage of everything this generation has to give in putting together more inclusive proposals for our museums. So please live this experience together with all of these museums opening their doors, bringing the elderly back in the museum, opening real spaces for participation. When this happens, the whole community feels part of the museum, and the museum becomes part of the community. As Krister Komm says, the museum becomes affective and effective. Thank you.